All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks for subscribing and liking the videos. Truly appreciate it. We're back at it with another video. And in the last video, we showed sort of a reference drive for what we believe FSD should drive like, sort of the standard or the baseline, if you will, for how FSD should be driving, specifically these two test paths that we drive, some of the decisions that it should make, and some of the driving characteristics that it should exhibit. And so what I wanted to do now is just go back to back, head to head with me driving and then FSD Beta version 10.69.2.3 to see what it looks like in advance of the upcoming release of 10.69.3 proper. All right, guys, no wasted time, no wasted motion. Let's let FSD Beta give its turn. I just did sort of learn mode. Let me show you how to do this, son. And now, car's coming on the left, slowing down a little bit. FSD Beta's thinking. It's free to go, but the car is coming. Good job taking its time. Now it goes. Good job there. All right. FSD Beta 10.69.2.3. Let's see what happens. Bump it up to 30 just to be a parity to how I was driving. Coming up to our first turn. Very hesitant. Foot hovering on the brake. Very slow turn at 11 miles an hour, so not as comfortable. Turn signal on, goes wide, very wide. Good job staying in the lane or the pseudo lane. Slows down here pretty aggressively. Very, very close to the curb, very close, not good. Still doing the same things. People often ask, you know, does FSD Beta learn as other cars drive a certain path? And I think that's the intention that Tesla has, but I don't think that's working in practice. I feel like whatever it does it consistently until the next build. Creeping for visibility, all clear, all clear. Creeping, got out. A little too far out in the lane and hesitating, but nice smooth on the turn. But yeah, I don't think that FSD Beta is learning, you know, sort of as the neural net gets updated, it updates the cars individually just yet. That might be the case, but in terms of what you see and how you experience it, it's not the case. It makes the exact same mistakes that we did when we did our first initial impressions, and I've driven this quite a bit on FSD Beta since on that same path and other paths, and it does the exact same things every single time. And I can almost tell you what it's going to do before it does it. It's that predictable. So unless no updates have been made to the neural net or no new data has been added in terms of video clips added and updated to the car over the air, it's going to be doing the exact same thing. When we get a new build, that's when I typically see market improvements or regressions as a result. Good job slowing down. Good job, FSD Beta. Avoided that incident. That's the superhuman nature. Slow down, see all the cars start to move, predict and think about what they're going to do. Anticipate it and slow down and avoid the incident. Very good. Very good job on that one. Right now it's in the right part of the lane, but as soon as it gets to where that blue car is, it's going to start to rethink things and look to go that way for some odd reason. Car was turning, but that's no longer the case. And now you see cars funneling into this particular road, and it should really be on the left towards the center line, especially as the cars are coming up. So in that instance, just because a car was turning If a car was not turning, it would still exhibit the exact same behavior here. So it's not like, hey, the car was turning and it knew it was turning, so it got in that side of the lane. It's not the case. Wow, look at this. Train coming. Let's see what happens. Train is coming and we're the first in line. What will FSD Beta do? Look at this. Excellent example. Slowing down. There's a limit line there. Comes right to it. Comes to a complete stop. Yes. Those guys who want to clip the video and talk about how FSD Beta is unsafe around the trains, clip this part. This is the part you want to see. Where it actually comes down, it slows down, it adheres to the signage. And typically, if these are not lit up, it'll go straight through, no problem. Excellent job. It doesn't visualize the train the right way. Still working on that, that's fine. But in terms of actually adhering to the signage, the lights, the barriers, this is a great job. Here comes the train. And it looks like a bunch of buses and trucks and semis. And now we have the turn signal on for some odd reason. It's throwing FSD Beta off. So the train itself, it just doesn't know how to deal with. But the signage around the train, it does an excellent job of adhering to. The train cars were lighting up as blue objects that could potentially be in its path, sort of deviating it. Let's see how long it waits before it goes. All the way up. All right, didn't try to accelerate afterwards. I have to like re-engage it right now because I think I got thrown off. But it did a good job stopping, nonetheless. So re-engagement, we need some work on that. Let me go ahead and flag that. Flagged it. Good job on the turn. Re-engaging after being first at the train line with no cars in front of you. It doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know if it should go or not, which is okay. I'd rather that safe behavior than anything else. All right, we're here. So that's FSD Beta, the first pass. Let's try the second pass. All right, here we go. FSD Beta's turn for test pass number 2. Let's see what happens. Always stop coming up. See how it negotiates with the other drivers that are here. Technically, it's our turn. I'm going to wave them through. Waiting for turn, waiting for turn. A little hesitant, but it decides to go anyway. Good job. Not too wide. Car coming. Sees that it stops. Good to go. No signals on this particular train track. Goes straight over. Excellent. Now let's see what happens here. We're a little bit blocked for our turn lane. We can't quite get into it. Let's see what happens. It's trying to squeeze in, but it doesn't go over the yellow line. You might not be able to see it, but you can see it down here. It's not going over the yellow line. So excellent job doing what you're supposed to do, which is what I just demonstrated in my sort of learn shadow mode. And now that it's given some space, it's going to creep up into this lane and maneuver itself to get to where it needs to be. Awesome job, Tesla, AI team, FSD Beta team. Great job here. Still not going over. Watch it for the going over or watch the visuals. Visuals might not be as precise, but you can always check this camera here to see exactly what's happening in terms of how close it is to the line or the curb or whatever the case may be. Okay, we've got an opening here. All clear, good to go. Oh, now much tighter turn this time. That was pretty good. I might have said that the last time as well. I think it's pretty consistent in that regard. Now all the cars are lined up on the right. It kind of slows down now. See this? Interesting behavior. Sees the car turning left, slows down a little bit because it knows it wants to go right or be in the right lane. I'm going to give it some accelerator because this car is creeping on my right side. I don't want him to infringe on our situation here. A little bit of accelerator, a little bit of confidence. And now people are starting to get over earlier now. FSD Beta is still going to wait to the last minute. So I'm going to just wait, see what happens. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Okay, now it's slowing down. It's too far over. I got to disengage here. Because I need to be here. Let me jump in here, ma'am. Let me see if this lady will let me in. Seem to be in the wrong lane. So I have to disengage here only because we'll be waiting and blocking the turning lane here. I didn't want to do that. So that's the only reason I'm disengaging. Otherwise, it would have just waited till the last minute and tried to get over if no one was here. But I don't want to impede on anyone's day. So I'm going to just disengage right here. So again, not something new or different, very predictable, just like I thought it would do, just like it's done many, many times before in this same build and builds before, but very predictable. No new updates, no new changes have happened since this release was pushed out to the initial testers or any later testers. Once I get in this lane, I'm going to go ahead and resume here because it kind of wants to go around these cars. I'm going to resume here, right in the middle of the intersection. I'll go, bump it up to 30, and let's proceed. Truck sticking out a little bit. Let's see how it does, avoiding it. Good job. Making this next turn. Let's see what happens this time if the light doesn't change. No pedestrians around. A little slow, 12 miles an hour. But did a good job recovering from that. Good job. So I know back in the day, for those that are old school, there was the concept or the promise that, as we drive, FSD Beta autopilot would be in shadow mode, and it would basically understand. Clear to go. It would be mapping effectively the roads or the conditions. Slows down awkwardly here, maybe for that pedestrian and the dog. I'm not sure why. Gets over, weaves in and out of traffic here. Not sure what's happening. But what wound up happening is that we were told, and I guess set the expectations, that FSD Beta autopilot would run in shadow mode. And as a person, as every other Tesla drives on a given path, it would basically map out and transmit that data back to the mothership or the neural net or whatever the case may be, so that other cars would know how to drive a given road. I think that is aspirational features that Tesla has not yet rolled out yet. But I would love for that to be the case, especially when we talk about learning a given path and how to drive a certain course or a certain situation. Be interesting to see how that might work out. I know Remats, the electric hypercar company, they have a mode similar to this for track, where you can has a learn mode where you can teach the car how to drive around a given track. And it also has pre-programmed paths and routes around the most popular tracks in the world. But you could also teach it and help it learn how to ride around any given course or track that you're racing around a track, so it can have sort of race level autonomy. I thought that was pretty cool. I think Tesla should definitely, and when they get to the point of this, be able to replicate some functionality like that, where the user can teach the car how to work on certain roads or certain routes. Or sometimes it just has some pre-programmed information that it may have gotten from other cars, other video clips that cars have done in shadow mode or in active mode. Be pretty cool. All right, here we go. Gotta love the fall colors. Staying here, centered. Let's see what happens. Truck is here. Not as busy as it was for me manually driving, but there are cars that I can't see. Weaving back and forth. I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive here because I don't know what the person up here is going to do. They waited for us. Excellent job. And I'm happy to see that. So far, so good. Still comfortable. Again, not giving this one a letter grade today. I think the last grade is pretty consistent. And this guy's going when it should be going. I'm going to stop here because he sort of ran his turn. It's supposed to be our turn. I'll re-engage here. Not that we would have crashed into him, but we would have stopped in the middle of the intersection. That gets kind of awkward. So I didn't want to have that situation. Cars are coming. Blind sweeping turn. Pothole that probably won't avoid this time. No, it did not. And in case you hear extra road noise on this one, we have some different tires on, some winter tires that create a lot of wind noise, a lot of road noise, I should say. So apologies for that. Waits for this car, but it was going to slow down anyway to 15 miles an hour for this median. And slows down. Keeps its pace. Awkward, very awkward there. Whoa, almost into the bluff. Goes to 50 miles an hour. I'm going to try to drop it down as quickly as I can to 20 miles an hour. Very awkward going in there. I'm actually going to flag that one. That was a little weird. I know when I first got autopilot way early back in the day, I'm not going to disclose when that was for confidentiality reasons, but when I first got autopilot, I thought that it would use the lead car turning blue to be like the follow car and just follow whatever that car does as long as it was in line with the navigation, whatever the navigation was doing. If the navigation said go straight, this car was going straight, I'm going to follow this car and do what this car does. I thought that would be pretty cool. I thought that was the concept initially. Just going 20 just to be safe. I can bump it up to 25, which is what I think I was doing. Just to be safe, I keep it at 20 just in case this park is getting a little bit more crowded since my last pass. So I'll bump to 25 again. Speed limit sign says 10. It's not trained right now to adhere to or match signs that say 10 miles an hour, anything below 25 miles an hour. Not OCR, but shape-based, vector-based, and shape-based recognition. Person, good job. That's where you take over. That's where you grab the yoke of the wheel. Blind corner, FSD Beta coming around the corner, back to 50 for crying out loud. Come on. I'll go down to 20 just to be safe here. Blind corner, FSD Beta saw around it, a person appeared, alerted me as the operator, the driver, to take over. And that's where the brake comes in handy and taking over and grabbing the yoke of the wheel. Because the person was just walking down the street like he owned it and could be dangerous. Taking over here again as well. As I said before, the funeral proceedings seem to be happening here. A funeral reception is happening here. I don't want to let FSD Beta go this far. Let me see if it just can do this last part without slipping. Let me drop it down. Sorry. Let me stop here. Can't drop it down fast enough for it to be safe. I apologize. All right, so that's it. Let's call it a day. I can't drop it down fast enough. Every time I activate, it's going to 50. Dangerous situation. Funeral proceedings are here. Lots of people are here. Don't want to endanger anyone. But that's it. That's a head-to-head of both me driving, setting the expectation for what I would like to see FSD Beta do on these particular paths, and a head-to-head comparison between the two. Okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like these types of comparisons. I know probably people were expecting that in the last video based on the thumbnail, but this is more of a direct head-to-head. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think about the learning mode. Let me know what you think about being able to teach your car how it should drive certain paths, etc. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give me some feedback. Let's have conversations. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's bring it to Tesla's attention. And until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.